Good morning, students. This is Seth Vidya Mandir English High School and Junior College of Science and Commerce. This is the HSC online audio video lecture series. I'm Bina Raikar, your OC teacher, and I'm continuing with chapter number 5, that is Emerging Modes of Business. And today I'm going to explain you what you mean by BPO, that is Business Process Outsourcing. Okay, business process outsourcing services in India, they give in sales and marketing and customer support. Okay, outsourcing is done in payment services, outsourcing is done in human resources, outsourcing is done in administration, as well as outsourcing services are done in business structure as well. Now, what exactly is your business process outsourcing? Nowadays, we call it as a BPO. It is a business practice in which one organization hires another company to perform a task that the hiring organization requires to operate or as its own business successfully. Okay? What do you mean by that is one company hires another company, okay, to perform a task, and the hiring company requires to operate its own business. So for example, a company has core elements and non-core business activities. Okay, so what happens is the company hires another company to perform its non-core activities so that it can concentrate on its core activities, on its main business. It is a business that focuses on task, and it ranges from manufacturing, okay, to providing customer care. It is basically the outsourcing of work to some third party services. And why it is done? It is done to save money. And the services include payroll, accounting, telemarketing, data recording, social media marketing, customer support, and many other things. Okay, so the outsourcing usually feels supplementary as opposed to core business functions with services that could be either technical or non-technical. Okay, now why exactly is outsourcing done? First thing, outsourcing is done when one business organization hires another business organizations to do its non-core activities. Okay, and non-core activities can be like payroll, accounting, telemarketing, data recording, social media marketing, then your customer support, etc. And why it does that? In order to save money, because a lot of money is saved by outsourcing your non-core activities. So what is the global outlook in this BPO? Okay, it is a practice of contracting a specific work process to an external service provider, and the sector is worth $300 billion. That is globally, okay, globally, worldwide, this sector, okay, has a $300 million business. These vendors employ more than 3 million people in India and more than 1 billion people in the Philippines. Okay, and so India and Philippines are centers of business processing outsourcing where other countries give contract to India and Philippines. So the number of people employed in India under BPO is 3 million, whereas in Philippines it is 1 million people. And millions more are employed in Europe and the United States also. Okay, and why they look, okay, like for example, America is looking forward to India as a BPO. So what it will do is, why it is doing it? Because developing nations have low income tax, so they can save a lot of money in income tax, that is a nation's tax. Okay, the BPO looks like this, so you can see it over there. Okay, now there are estimated to be a total of 374 companies in BPO and ITs in India. Fine, and according to NESCOM, that is the NCR region, it comprises of Delhi, Gurgaon and Noida, has the largest number of BPOs. and IT enabled companies. It is total of 103 companies. Bangalore comes second with 65 and Mumbai third with 59. Then fourth is Hyderabad with 43 companies and fifth is Chennai with 34 companies. Okay, so this is the total companies that are there in India. Then it is an estimated of 374 companies, okay, in BPO. That is the first one, the largest, okay, companies is Delhi, Gurgaon and Noida. It has 103. Bangalore is second with 65. Mumbai is third with 59. Fourth is Hyderabad and fifth is Chennai. Okay, so all the states have their BPOs. Many of them, that is, it's a business. Okay, now let's go to the next one. There are two types of services basically. Fine, in a BPO. It is called as a back office and the second one is called as a front office. Back office services includes internal business processes such as billing or purchasing. And front office, it is pertaining to contracting companies' customers such as marketing. Then your tech, computers, support, customer services, marketing, advertising. So these companies come together, they work together, not independently. These services are done together. Now the BPO industry is divided into three categories based on what? On the location of the vendor. A business can achieve total process optimization by combining the three categories. Now let's see what are the three categories that the industry is divided into. First is the offshore. Okay, offshore is located outside the company's own country. For example, US company, we use offshore BPO vendors in India. Second is nearshore vendors. Okay, that is are located in countries with neighboring countries. Fine. And onshore vendors, that is operates within the same country as the contractor, although they may be located in different cities or in state. For example, India-based company, okay, in Jaipur, and it hires a India-based outsourcing firm in Mumbai. Understood these three categories. One is offshore, second is nearshore, and third is onshore. Offshore is two different countries, okay, contracting with two different companies and in two different countries. Nearshore is two different companies, but they are close to each other. Okay, and next is the onshore. Onshore is two different companies in one country but in two different states. So that is your onshore vendor. Now, why is the need for outsourcing? Why actually outsourcing is done? First one is to decrease the cost of outsourcing. Okay, why? Who decreases the cost is, suppose you have employees, so for that employees you need an infrastructure. For that infrastructure you need money, you need to pay the employees throughout the year. Similarly, you have to pay them the pension fund, etc, etc, etc. What happens in an outsourcing is you just pay those people for the work that they are doing. You don't have to pay them the entire salary, you don't have to pay them for the entire 12 months, you don't have to pay them the pension fund, etc, etc. Okay, so that is the reason to decrease the cost. And normally what happens is outsourcing is done in developing countries, because developing countries the labor cost is very less. Second one is to concentrate on key functions. Key functions is a business company normally has some core functions and some non-core functions. Okay, so non-core functions are being outsourced so that other people can do it, and they are satisfied because it is always skilled workers who do that. Now the third one, to achieve better results in non-core functions. Okay, see, for example, a gaming design company. Okay, a gaming design company may not be they don't want to pay, okay, for the latest payroll program in the market, but an outsourcing business, what it will do is it will offer payroll services. Okay, and it is likely that it will make benefit in this investment. Okay, so even the client prospers, similarly the outsourcing company also prospers. Then to expand the global presence, okay, companies can serve in the customers in multiple languages around the clock. That is the main essence of this. That is, they can have the business in any languages you want. So that's the reason it is around the world. Similarly, they can leverage their presence in multiple countries. Okay, so you have all different languages which they can communicate with. Now, for example, over here, WNS Global has 37 delivery centers across the world and specializes in the business process management. And it enables flexibility. Okay, flexibility in what? In risk, that is non-critical functions. Okay, while introducing, when the risk is there, while you introduce new products and services. Okay, so this flexibility is there. Similarly, they are also assigning internal resource to make critical functions to help ensure better coverage and allocate responsibility. The next one advantage is speed and efficiency. Okay, outsourced processes are opted to let specialists handle those tasks. Thus, time saving is there, accuracy is there, and the capability also is increased. Okay, that is, for example, is there the BPO that specializes in record management can automatically index documents, making them available for retrieval, that is getting it back, and keeping a company in compliance with legal requirements. That is, when documents are being texted, okay, it can be indexed so that the company, it helps the company to go through any legal requirements. Now we have 10 BPO companies in India. Okay, you have Genpact. Okay, it is the services to 100 of the Fortune Global 500 companies. Among the services offered, okay, by the company are human resource services, industrial solutions, banking and financial services, aftermarket services, and risk management services. Then you have Tata Consultancy Services. Okay, TCS offers a variety of services that include enterprise services, platform solutions, analytical and insight services. Okay, so TCS, okay, has garnered a name for itself in this sector. Then Wipro. The company offers a wide range of services, including customer management services, human resource outsourcing, and with knowledge services. Then Aegis Limited. Aegis offers its services to sectors like healthcare, technology, retail, energy and utility, and intercom. Similarly, it also goes with finance and accounting, human resource, and enterprise applications. Then you have Serco Global Services, which goes in finance and accounting, consulting, legal services, and knowledge services. It offers its services to different sectors, okay, including retail, telecom, healthcare, banking, and logistic. Then you have Infosys. You have heard this Infosys, right? Now, what does Infosys deal with? Okay, services such as human resource outsourcing, finance and accounting, customer services outsourcing, legal process outsourcing, and procurement outsourcing, digital services, business transformation services. So this is what Infosys does. Then WS Global Services. The company serves with variety of sectors in healthcare, insurance, manufacturing, media and entertainment, banking and financial services, consulting and professional services, shipping and logistic, retail and communication. Then you have First Source Solution. Okay, it services to sectors like insurance, telecommunication and media, healthcare and publishing, banking and financial services, and many more. Its services include customer management, data processing, collections, and consulting. Okay, so understood students, these are so many companies. Okay, you have, they are working in India. The next one is Hinduja Global Solutions. Now Hinduja Global Solutions gives you quality services to various sectors. Okay, there is healthcare, insurance, retail, banking, travel and hospitality, telecommunication and media, public sector, and consumer packaged goods. This is what Hinduja Global Solution does. And 10th one is the EXL services, delivers outsourcing services. Okay, such as travel, healthcare, transportation, insurance and banking. Okay, so these are the top 10. There are many more companies, but I have just put up 10 companies in front of you, so you have an idea as to which names are there in this BPO services. Now what are the advantages of BPO? Okay, we have seen the need of BPO. Now what is the advantages? First is productivity improvement. Okay, educated and skilled people perform this task, so naturally it increases productivity. Then optimum utilization of scarce resources. This is a very big advantage. Then reduction in cost. Okay, what happens in reduction cost? Because non-core activities are done over here. Okay, it reduces in cost, and because of that it increases productivity and increases revenues. Improved human resources. Okay, it gives a company the ability to get access to skilled and trained manpower at lower rates. Okay, with less money. Why? Because the outsourcing countries are always in the developing countries the labor is very cheap, but you always have trained and skilled employees over there. Okay, people are educated, trained, skilled, but the labor is very cheap over there, so that is the reason you get improved human resources as an advantage. Now what are the disadvantage? You have advantages, similarly you will have, naturally you will have disadvantage also. First is communication problem. Okay, why communication problem? Because the client and the vendor don't meet together. Okay, they don't come face to face, so that's the reason sometimes it's a communication problem. Similarly, second is the time zones. You know the time zones are different, right? When it is night over there, the other country it is a daytime. When the other country has a night time, here it is a daytime. So naturally online meetings, communication is very difficult, and due to that what happens is there are many errors, there are many mistakes. Okay, so the clients can lose the project. I hope you have understood all this whatever I've explained about BPO, and thank you students.